it is not a good thing to be sitting at. Thought you should know, especially when you only have 230 gold. Best thing to do is to wait for, I don't know, 700 gold, and then do it. So more flanking action going on with the orc. Nice headhunter kill is always a good thing. I know I sound like Martha Stewart and very redundant, but I'm okay with that. So, I don't really know any other tactics that people use other than the flanking and the hit and runs and the, especially against masters. There's really not much else you can do except stall it out until you hit tier 2 and then outproduce them in awesome units. And it kind of surprises me that the orc doesn't go to tier 3 and get a whole bunch of those, berserkers, because that would really hurt. I mean, it does cost a lot of money, but that's 2 headhunters. And then it kind of makes up for it by being 50 headhunters as opposed to 30, because they're so much more powerful and such. But yeah, that's just me. I usually head up to tier 3. I don't know, right now I could be talking about my next audio. My next audio is going to be awesomeness. That's pretty much all I will reveal at this point. And then I will be doing a tribute to someone very special to the WCR community. That will be a very long audio, so look out for that. So this is pretty much the winding down of the game, and unfortunately, he has to purchase a TP for a secondary hero. The human does, which kind of sucks, because you end up wasting so much more gold. So once again, siphoning the Torrent Chieftain, always a good thing to do. And then at this point in time, the best thing to really do is not to siphon too much onto the Shadow Hunter, because they have so many units, you might as well just use the Flame Strike, and then you're good. Earlier on in the game, always give the Shadow Hunter money, or mana, whatever, because it's so much more important to be saving a couple units than to be doing damage to a bunch of them, especially when the armies are a lot smaller. So as you can see, the tier 2 units actually completely raped with the mortar teams and the casters. There's really not much they can do because you're really going to out-spam them in slow, even if you have less sorks and such. So the Torrent Chieftain's going to die when it comes back. Although it will do a lot of damage, it's not going to do enough damage. Interesting use of Flame Strike on those retarded peons. But, such is life. So at this point, it is kind of safe to actually start siphoning the Shadow Hunter back again, but it's kind of over, so really no point. So I pretty much said all I can say about these twos fighting off the massing thing. So pretty much all you do is waste time, and until you actually hit 50 food with tier 2 units, and then it's complete rape from then on out. So, that's all I'm going to say about that matchup. The whole grammar thing that I mentioned at the beginning of this audio, if you hadn't noticed, there were a few comments about me saying copywritten as opposed to copyright, and honestly, I don't particularly care. No offense, but I'm really not that concerned with my grammar, even though I am a university student and blah blah blah. I'm taking sciences, so it really doesn't apply to me all that well, but whatever. One thing that I will point out, and I don't mean to pick on people, it's just that, I mean, I don't care particularly, but just in general, society doesn't have a, they don't look too well towards people who are kind of like, your grammar sucks. You could be talking to an Oxford professor. This is an example. It's the dumbest example, probably. But he could be like, oh yes, me and my wife are going to head up to the lake this weekend. Oh, ho, ho, ho. He could be like, you mean the wife and I. You know what they're going to do? They're going to bitch slap you in their mind. So it's kind of a little rude to actually pick on people's, grammar. I don't particularly care, as I said. So don't be like, oh, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. Don't worry about it. It's all good. But yeah, just thought I'd point that out. That goes for all the people picking on each other on the forums about, oh my god, you spell like a dumbass. Good for you. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say on that topic. I did have some PMs, but I don't know, I've been lazy lately, and I haven't really read any of them, so really nothing important. It's just a whole bunch of people asking me about certain strategies. I will do this one, actually. It's called Pit Lord, Fire Mage, Blood Mage, Archmage, and Gay Harass / whatever on Orc. He didn't send me a replay, but it's all good. Blah, blah, blah. I think you did a great job in your audios. Thanks. There's a tactic done by humans where they use an AoE Archmage or Blood Mage first to build up their caster and undead or caster and or mortar team army, and they harass your goldmine peons with mass AoE spells and choose Pit Lord second. I think he's gonna gay. Blah blah blah. Pretty much it rapes your what is that? Why can't I think right now? Your resources. So I did do a nice little reply, and what you do is you end up going Shadowhunter second because most of the AoE crap is actually channeling, and then what you do is you go 1 or 2 raiders, and then you can use Ensnare, and pretty much they're going to lose heroes, or they're going to waste a whole bunch of money on items that seem unnecessary. So all you really have to do is use a hotkey that you don't use that often. For me, it's 0. For your peons, and then just when you see them coming up to your base, this is where the mini map comes in handy because you can see them. Just 0 and then send them into a burrow. Hold on. Alright. Sorry, some guy on Hamachi. But yeah, what you do is you do that, and then they kind of waste their mana, and then you can get your hero back there and deal a whole bunch of damage to them. Sometimes they do tower up, so you can't really push them, but what you really end up doing is just expanding, and then all you really need to do is a really nice base build where it makes them, it makes it so there's a large distance between buildings and your goldmine peons, so they have to kind of go through this maze of BS buildings, so they can't really get there, and it's really annoying if you're trying to do the whole AoE harassment. So, if you go up against that, what they're going to end up doing is wasting a whole bunch of money on TPs and items that your army should be able to beat theirs anyways. So, once again, that's how you beat that. I know this audio wasn't as information-filled as usual, but it's kind of a basic 2s, so I didn't really want to go into too much detail of how to micro absolutely everything, especially because then this audio would be an hour long, and I really don't feel like talking for that long. So yeah, remember the flanks. It's a good technique to use in solo, actually. If they have a much superior army, just kind of rely on the fact that you're more mobile, especially as Orc. And I guess as Nihilif too, because you have Dryads. A lot of people use that against Human, and it's kind of a pain in the ass for them because they don't really have any way to stop it. But yeah, good technique to use. Also, the rally jacking is always a good thing. If you want to stop someone from trying to beat your base down, you can always go and beat their base down, because as Orc you can take down their base so much faster than they can take down yours. Even if they have 2 armies against your 1 army, Raiders take down a tree faster than Headhunters and Huntress do the Great Hall, especially because you can repair and they can't. So that's one thing to keep in mind. I'm just going to end it here because my brain is gone. I have another midterm today, and yeah, I'm just going to be brain dead for the next month and a half. Alright, so thanks for listening. Oh yeah, I forgot. I should have used a little more filler. Too bad my filler wasn't as awesome as the last time. Oh, good times. Anyways, yeah, stay cool. Late. Show the Mad Child. It's a WCR. This is Orange doing the live 2v2. If my Warcraft comes, there we go. I'm still searching. Get a pause by the time my altar finishes. I'm Underwear. It was the only semi-clever name I could come up with, because I figured I'd make a random team account, and this one's been butchered because, well, I've been going Tinker Alchemist and just kind of screwing around and stuff, but it's not bad. 19 and 10 isn't too bad, but whatever. So I don't know what's happening with this game. Oof, I'm random, so I can't really do anything from there.